It's that time of the year when there are more slips and falls. Well, what if you get hurt?
We're talking about it today with attorney Caitlin Sanford of Herling Clark. Good morning. What a very highly topical conversation as we all slip and slide our way through winter.
Right, I do it at least once a year.
Yeah. So what do people need to know as they're navigating snow and ice?
So, first and foremost, if you fall, if you get injured, your medical well-being is the most important thing, right? Don't worry about anything else except for making sure that you get any treatment that's necessary. But another thing to keep in mind is where did you fall, what did you fall on, and if possible, get some evidence of what caused the fall if you think it might be the fault of someone else and not yourself or something like that.
So you're touching on some of these specifics, but what if they think they have legal action? Like, what if it's a serious enough fall that they think, oh, this, sometimes you fall and it's not that bad, but
yeah.
What if you think there's something there?
That's a great question. So I think, again, the first and foremost thing, get yourself in for medical care. Make sure that you're getting proper treatment. But then if you think that the fall really happened because of the negligence of a business or another person, again, document, or if you're too injured, have your spouse or friend get a photograph of what you think caused that incident to occur. And then the important thing is contact a personal injury attorney, a reputable one. That way they can talk with you through what your options are, whether there's a viable claim, what your options are moving forward, and when you have to do it by.
I know there's probably people watching who are like, oh gosh, I was klutzy. I don't need to worry about that. How do people kind of get over that and really explore what their options are?
That's a great question. So you're right. In fact, we have a lot of folks give us a call, and there isn't really a viable action. In Wisconsin, it snows, there's sleet, ice develops quickly, and sometimes people take a tumble. As I said, I do it at least once a year. But it never hurts to contact someone, right? You'd be better served making a phone call and having that attorney say to you, hey, listen, I just don't think there's a viable claim here, but we wish you the best and we hope that you heal quickly. As compared to if there was a viable claim and you're just a little embarrassed about the fact you took a tumble. So I think reaching out is always the most prudent move.
Is there a cost to come and talk to you about that if you're just not really sure?
Absolutely not. So at Herling Clark, if you consult with any of our personal injury attorneys, that consultation is always free. So yeah, you can always just reach out to us via either our website or call our office and get an appointment or phone call set up to discuss whether or not you do have a viable claim for an injury that resulted because of a slip and fall.
So if someone's watching, maybe they own a business, what is the liability or responsibility of a business, at least briefly? This is not like a full legal consultation, but I just, how much do they have to do?
Yeah, so I don't want to bore your viewers too much. There is a different standard, though, for a business as compared to a person. So if you were to slip and fall on my driveway, I have a lesser burden as an individual person than, for example, if I'm at the grocery store and I slip and fall on their walkway. So businesses have a higher standard to try to keep their property safe. But again, if you're a person who's injured, whether it's at another person's home or residence or at a business, again, reach out to a reputable personal injury attorney, and he or she can help guide you on whether it makes sense to pursue that claim.
Well, speaking of reputable attorneys, that's Herling Clark. They have offices in Embleton, Green Bay, and Oshkosh, but they do serve many surrounding communities.
You can reach them at 920-739-7366 or online, herlingclark.com. Thank you.
Get the salt out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate your time.